I imagine I don't need to talk about this because most people who watch and listen to this show are intelligent and understand relationships with companies and why companies do things, but I'm going to use this as an excuse to get on my soapbox and remind people. First point I want to make is free stuff is not free. Secondly, the only reason that any company is giving you anything at no charge is because they believe the value they will be receiving from giving you that item at no charge is going to exceed the cost of them manufacturing that item. That's the only reason, because they are expecting value out of you. So let us explore these ideas now. We are doing a lot of exploring today. I should be wearing an Explorer watch, but I'm not. I'm an idiot. I missed this opportunity. What a dummy. Okay, the first point is free stuff isn't free. And the reason I say that free stuff is not free is based on the context of this discussion. I am talking about content creators receiving stuff free of charge at no cost to them. The reason that free stuff is not free is because when a content creator receives an item, it includes with it many obligations. This does, of course, assume that you aren't just getting sent a bunch of stuff that you don't have to do anything with. If you just have an open inbox, an open P.O. box where people just send stuff and you have zero obligation, then it may be different. But if you are actually, what's the proper word? Not mitigating, curating what is sent to you so you don't end up with stacks of garbage that you end up throwing in the dump, then it does come with inherent obligations. And what I mean by that is when you receive an item to review, yeah, you may be getting something that you don't have to pay for, but you are now obligated to spend tens, 20s, or in Alan's case, hundreds of hours sometime. And if you put value on your time, which I think you should, this is something that I started doing a couple years ago. I denominate all things that I'm about to buy in hours. So if I'm buying a watch, if I'm buying a DVD, I'll say, am I willing to have worked an hour to buy this DVD? Am I willing to have worked 80 hours to buy that watch? Am I willing to have worked 100 hours to buy that microphone? If I'm not okay with that, I won't buy it. If I am okay with it, then I will. So that's the first trick. This is just completely off topic. Denominate your purchases in hours worked as opposed to dollars, because that will tell you if you really want it. Am I really willing to have worked 10 hours to eat this really fancy burrito? Probably not. I'm going to go to Chipotle, or I'm going to go to Taco Bell, or I'm just going to go buy a can of beans and a tortilla at the grocery store and make one for a quarter hour of my time. And then I can eat for a week as well, because beans and cheese and tortillas are really cheap. So that's the first thing. Denominate your purchases in time. So when you get an item, you are going to have to spend your time. So make sure you account for that. Do you charge $100 an hour? Well, now if you spend 30 hours, that's $3,000 of your time that you spent on that video. That is just accounting for your time. So just in that respect, if we ended it right there, you are automatically not receiving anything for free, because you are in turn returning value to that company by spending your time. I don't understand how you could even forget that. But once you go past that, you are also offering value to that company by allowing them access to your platform. For me, I'm allowing a company to send me a product that I don't pay for, but now they are gaining access to a platform that has nearly 300,000 subscribers. After seeing what people charge for advertisements and dedicated videos, that should cost between $3,000 and upwards of $10,000 to gain access to my channel, to get a dedicated video. But in many cases, I am actually buying the gear that I'm reviewing. So not only am I not getting paid for that access to my platform, not only am I not getting compensated for my time, The 10s, 20s, 30s, 30, 50 hours in very rare cases that I spend on a review, not getting compensated for that. But I'm also, what's the other thing? I don't know. So I'm spending money on the mic, not getting compensated for my time, and not getting compensated for access to the thing, to the platform. So that's the entire point. Make sure that you account for the value of your time and access to your platform. People forget about their time all the time. Sounds a bit redundant, but just understand that. And the second point that I wanted to make, this kind of ties into the first one. The companies understand that they're getting value out of you. The value they receive from sending you an item must exceed the cost to manufacture and ship that item to you. And companies are fully aware of this. They're not sending stuff out of the goodness of their heart. They're not saying, I'm going to go ahead and send out a bunch of microphones because it'll make people happy. No, they're saying, I'm going to send out a bunch of microphones because it's going to increase sales. The bottom line's going to be tight. And that's fine. That's fine that they think that way. That's fine. That's what companies are supposed to do. So the entire point of this is companies are doing that so they don't have to pay their employees thousands of dollars for their time to produce videos, as well as they don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on advertising campaigns on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and in print media. They just send out the gear to YouTubers who then make videos, and that functions as their marketing budget. Just keep all of this in mind. And I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying you need to constantly remember what the relationships are. They may be very nice people working at these companies, but understand what their true motivations are. Sell the gear that they are sending to you. That is their entire goal. Your goal as a content creator is to help your viewers have more informed decisions, better informed decisions. Your obligation is not to the company, it is to the consumer. I'm getting on my soapbox, but just keep that in mind. But I also want to address something because Alan's talking about people with 6 viewers trying to get a Neumann U87. As far as offering value to companies, they are expecting value from you. So you cannot, if you are somebody who reaches out to companies saying, hey, give me a free Neumann U87. Hey, give me this for free. Again, first, it's not free. But secondly, you need to frame your emails, frame your communications with these companies in a way that sells yourself to them. What I mean is not like, hey, buy me for $10. No, it's present your email in how you are going to provide value for the company. So if you don't have a large viewership, say, I produce high quality videos, here's a reel, and you will be able to use that on your social media and you don't have to pay for a video, whatever. But when you are framing an email to a company saying, hey, give me stuff at no charge, don't say, send it to me because it'll really help my channel and that would be really cool of you. Because why the hell do they care about your channel? Instead, frame it, hey, you should send me this item at no charge because here is what I will do with it, and here is how that would benefit you. And that is how you need to frame it. That's all I have to say about it. That was a great comment from SoundSpeeds, and I think he knew exactly what he was doing, that it would lead to me going on a diatribe. And again, I'm not saying that this is good, I'm not saying this is bad, I'm just saying that you as a content creator who might be receiving free items from a company or might be requesting free items from a company needs to be acutely aware and constantly constantly remember what the true basis of your relationship with these companies is. And never let that cloud your judgment. Your obligation should always be to the viewer, always be to the consumer. Sure, be nice to companies, but they're not your bosses. Your boss is your viewers. Your bosses are your viewers. They are the people you ought to be serving. They are the people you ought to be answering to. Free stuff isn't free, and companies only give you stuff at no charge because they are expecting value in return. that exceeds the cost to manufacture and ship it to you. Just remember that. They want free marketing. I shouldn't say free marketing because I should give them the exact same idea that we're discussing here. They want marketing that exceeds the cost of You get the entire point. It's just a deep, dark hole of semantic arguments. Okay, let's jump to my favorite part of the show, the Ask Bandrew segment. But before I do that, I did have to edit again because my camera stopped recording.